There was a time in my discipleship journey where I felt very alone, and I knew what I needed, or at least I knew I needed something, but I didn't know what I needed. We are relational beings, so we need the scripture to be embodied in those around us, and we need to have opportunities to observe the scripture in action. My name is Jason Seiple, and I lead the Parable Project in the Linden community on the north side of Columbus, Ohio. So I didn't grow up in the church, but when I was 16 years old, I was mentored by a coach of mine who actually ended up being a young life leader. And because I was around him a lot, I saw how he behaved and also just the kind of the fire and the passion that he lived with. And I was like, I want to be a part of whatever you're a part of. It was how he spoke about Jesus and how he lived like Jesus that was really compelling. And then ultimately, when he invited me to summer camp, that was when Jesus really broke into my life in an amazing way. And from there, it was trying to figure out, how do I carry it out for a lifetime? My wife and I, we got married back in 2015, and we were part of a church plant on the east side of Columbus. We had the opportunity to visit with a bunch of families that were in and around the church that we were a part of. And we kept running into the same scenario over and over again. We were running into these children who were 10 to 14 years old, mostly middle school aged, and they had parents that were hardworking people, but the economy or that area socioeconomically was pretty rough, and there was a lot of middle school kids with nothing to do. And so essentially what we would do is we would walk the street and pray on a weekly basis, and we ended up running into the same group of kids, and then we ended up running into the same group of moms or dads, and a mom invites us into their house, and she had food out for us and was like, look, we love what you guys are doing. We love that you care about our kids so much. Is there any way to make this more formal? And so we created the Parable Project, which really seeks to optimize outside of school time for middle school kids with purposeful activity. I like to bike. I'm a very active guy. And I decided not to overthink it when we started the ministry. I said, what do I like to do and what do I want to share with others? We pull up to the school, we pick up the students, we take them out to the metro parks, we'll have a meal together, and then we dive into Bible study, character development. The mission of the Parable Project is to enrich the lives of teens in Linden by partnering with parents and schools. And that enrichment piece is the bringing of the gospel into their life and discipling them. We'd like to see 10% of these middle school kids stay in our program as volunteers. And we've created an additional space, a high school Bible study on a separate night of the week. And the beauty of it is that I've got kids that have approached me after graduation and say, Mr. Jason, how do we stay involved? And I say, well, let me tell you, it's not going to be what it was. I'm going to ask you to do much more, and I'm going to ask more of you as a person. And whenever I explain that to them, they say, I want that. And so I can tell that we satisfied the needs that they had in middle school, and now we're starting to satisfy the needs of who they're going to become as high school kids. And so for us, it's about longevity, it's about retention. Kids are going to make a decision to follow Jesus, but I want them to keep following Jesus. And I want to be a part of that for as long as I can be, and then trust the Lord with the results. My encouragement to you is to simply obey and be okay with doing the little things, because I'm telling you right now, doing the little things over and over again amount to a lot.